What's up, guys? Cody here. Today I got a Thresh game. I haven't done a video like this in a while, just because I've been liking how I've been doing my other videos lately. Whether it be guides or just the actual in-game footage. But I was trying to record a Zac game, and games in a row, we were winning. Then we lost against a team that we really shouldn't have lost against. And it was very frustrating. There's this, when you're winning and your teammates are just like, yeah, I'm gonna try to 1v3, I'm gonna chase too far, get caught out, etc., etc. No, it just gets very frustrating. So I decided I'm gonna play a game of support. I'm not gonna record it. I just want to play for fun. That's all I want to do. So that's what this is. So I'm on Thresh. So Thresh is one of my favorite supports. We're waiting here to start with because we didn't need leash. And yeah. That didn't really go too well. But I don't really care. My Thunderlords didn't proc, I don't think. Which is not really all that great. I'm running Thunderlords on Thresh 0-18-12 because I like the extra damage that I get on top of that. Yeah. We get a level advantage on them. I go and I miss my Q, but it doesn't really matter because I just E Leona and Jin's got a shit ton of damage and we explode her. So yeah, that's the start of this game, which is gonna be fairly good then. Because we're gonna have Ivern and a Malzahar and me to help protect this Jhin. Now, it should be noted that our Nasus is building AP. He does have a Spelties, and he now has a Darksteel. But that's not really gonna mean too much. Because we're gonna have such an early lead that it wouldn't really matter. It would have been great had he gone tank, because like you can see, we don't really have a tank. We don't really have a front line. Yeah. I walk a bit too forward in the minions there. Lee Sin used me, and I know I fucked up when I did it. But I was kind of tired when I played this game, so yeah, that'll be my excuse. But yeah, I fucked up. So Lee comes down and gets double. We do kill him though, so I have that. But yeah, we died. But we have a pretty sizable gold lead right now. You can see in the top, we're up 1,000, which is pretty good. We got first blood, and we killed both our lane opponents down here. We burned all their summoner spells. Kate has flash now, and their heal's about to be back up. But we've been doing pretty good. And all it pretty much relies me to do is I have to make sure I Q someone, and yeah, that's it. Now, Jhin dies because we don't have any wards, and I have a spell thief, but I just wasn't warding. We're kind of pushed in when we got there, and yeah, it just didn't happen. Now, I'm going to start roaming a lot into mid lane, and Leona's going to follow me, which is going to be good for Jhin, because Jhin can 1v1 the Caitlyn very well, assuming he can get on top of Caitlyn, is the only thing. Which, for the most part, he should be able to do easily, because if you think about it, Caitlyn has increased range on him. But however, if Caitlyn goes to auto him, he's going to be able to walk up and get an auto on her, and then W, and then, yeah, he just follows up with everything. And Leona probably has more kill pressure than me. If she can get on top of Jhin, and Caitlyn can get around me somehow, then, yeah. They're probably going to be able to kill Jhin, and by default kill me. So getting Leona out of that lane is probably a good idea. Now, that's not what I was thinking at the time. At the time, I was just thinking, I'm going to roam because I want to do something on this map and in this game, and I'm not doing jack shit right now. Now we're going to back. We know Lee Sin's around. I don't really want to stay. We've already pushed the lane, and not much point in doing anything right now. Went back, got myself my Targon's Brace to get myself some extra health, and I got myself a control ward. I think I got it then. Couldn't remember. Whatever, I have one now. Yeah, I'm gonna come over here because I know that they warded this, and we're gonna want a control ward eventually anyways. I'm gonna come over here. They kind of know I'm coming over here. Don't really care. I'm forcing pressure. And I see Lee Sin, and I'm like, okay, let's go and just pressure them. Jin's fine down here. Kind of. I probably should give more help. It's whatever. At this point, I'm now coming back in. I don't really know where Leona is. I'm assuming she's around here somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure, and there she is right there. But yeah, I wasn't 100% sure. And Jhin played just fine, sitting there by himself. The moment I come back into lane is when things start to, you know, happen. They start to actually fight, which... I don't know why he didn't fight earlier. Leona could have flashed onto her, and... we know Lee Sin's here, and I start pinging Jhin off, and he's gonna walk up way too far here because he wants these minions, and that's exactly what they're expecting him to do. And he's gonna grab that, but he's gonna walk forward for half a second. I'm gonna flash away, I'm gonna try to hook, and they all walk left. Not exactly where I was expecting them to go. But yeah. That happened. What I could have done probably is, knowing that Lisa was gonna be there, I could have just walked backwards and just lanterned the Jhin out before they ever started coming in, because a lot of times when people see the lantern, they're like, oh, I gotta click the lantern. Gotta click it regardless of what's going on. That's their first thought, is gotta click the lantern. And I could have, you know, baited him to be more safe by doing that, is the best way for me to put it, I guess. So I see there's shit going on in mid. I show up. I'm gonna hook this Lux, and she's gonna take a pretty decent chunk of damage, and Fiora's gonna go in doing who knows what, and she's gonna die. So I was happy with that. And now I'm gonna get Lux back in here. She almost dies if I'd Q'd her. Yeah. One thing I was accidentally doing this game was for the first, you know, 5 levels, I put 3 points into E. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It was like, after I did it once, the second time it came up to level up my abilities at level 5, I just was like, okay, I've got 2 points in E, I'm supposed to max this, and I was like, no. Right here, I could have gone and tried to kill Lee. I wasn't really thinking about how much health he had, and I didn't check, even though I knew that they were just fighting and that he had pretty much no health to begin with. I didn't want to show up and like have someone be there aside from him, so yeah. I was a bit too scared to do anything there. So Ivern's in the river. He's just gonna show up, and what ends up happening is Lee's also here as well after clearing his raptors, and of course he doesn't have any health left. And now we're gonna pick up an easy triple for Jhin. He's gonna get Lee Sin, he's gonna get Leona, and we're gonna just get I'm gonna hook Caitlyn, CC her up, and we're gonna get that. And now this should be an easy turret or a dragon. And we decided to go for the dragon, which wind dragons aren't all that great. A lot of people don't really care for wind drakes. It's like, well, it's just a wind drake, we don't really need to get it and whatnot. And honestly, wind drakes are my favorite dragons because they give you so much movement speed. I think, yeah, I have Mobies now, so you're gonna see I have a lot of movement speed, but I cannot show that on here. Unfortunate. Yeah, Moby's plus Windrake is very nice, and I love having Windrake on immobile mages because you can really tell the difference on them for their movement speed. It's very, very noticeable. You can see I'm starting to run around everywhere at this point. I'm outpacing everyone. Yeah. I love Windrakes. If you're having to try and contest one, then it's probably not worth it. Unless you know you can easily contest it. But if it's a Windrake, don't just act like, oh, it's a Windrake, I don't really need to get it. I know some people have that mindset. So teams up in top lane, pushing Fiora off the tower. And I noticed that their team is gone from mid, but by the time they decide to go up here, it's a bit too late. Because my team could have easily just walked out. However, what ends up happening is my team starts to path through their jungle, even though we just told them that they were there. And yeah, Gnosis not paying attention to the fact that Ivern just died to 3 people here. And he's gonna die. We are, however, going to get this tower for it, so I guess they distracted them? Still not really worth it. I go to Q, but hit nothing, but it doesn't end up mattering, because we're gonna end up picking up 2 kills anyways. We're not gonna be able to get this Lux, but it's whatever. They do get our bot tower, though, and they are gonna get top tower. So we do lose out on that. However, I do believe that we pick up, we pick up their inhibitor turret here, so we took out all their towers in mid, and we took out a top tower, and they took out a top and bot tower. So we came out with a 2-tower advantage on them, that trade. That's not counting what we already had. So, for whatever reason, they decided to go in on us and try and fight, which I don't know why they're doing that when they're behind, they can't fight. Luna does have ult, so she does have that to work with. I flash on to Leona to make sure that we get the kill on her. I knew we'd be able to, we have enough damage. And yeah, Malzahar does die because he gets caught out from a Fiora, or not Fiora, a Lux binding, and then just gets ulted. But yeah, there's nothing that they can really do to us. I exhausted Lee Sin, make sure that he didn't kill me in particular, and we ended up doing a bit more damage. And then Jin ends up killing the Lux with his ult. So yeah, we are stampeding all over them pretty much. It was very nice playing Thresh again. I hadn't played Thresh in a while. I haven't really been playing ranked in a while. This was ranked flex, so it's not really ranked. I've just kind of been taking it easy lately. I've been working on a Dungeons and Dragons campaign for my friends, a short little campaign. That's been taking up a lot of my time. I wish I could show you. I've got like 3.5. What is this? Like a 2.5 by 3.5. Like a graph paper that has the whole dungeon on it, and I just finished making dungeon. That'll be interesting. I might do a video on did that because it's kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, back to the game. Reminiscing too much on what I've been working on. We've pushed into their base, we're just kind of fucking them up everywhere we go, and we know that they can't really contest this dragon, and it's a dragon, so we're going to be able to shred through it very easily. At this point, we should be working towards getting a Baron or pushing bot lane. Both are good options to pursue. Pushing bot lane is the easier option right now, because what's going to happen is they're going to have mid and top waves getting pushed in on them because they have the super minions. So they're going to have to deal with those. And if we want to, we can push bot because it's just this tower that's out here. So it's very easy to take. Or we can take Baron. That way we can push bot even easier and get the inhib or end the game, depending upon the situation, how we feel. So we decided that we're going to kind of take Baron. We're all over here right now. Make sure that we can get it, to make sure that they don't get it as well, because if they get it, then that is kind of a way for them to get back in. However, if they choose to get it, then they're risking their whole base being overrun with minions. So what's going to end up happening is they're going to be in a predicament here. They're going to either A, have to stop us from trying to take Baron, and then thus their base is going to get overrun, and if they fail, then we win, and if they succeed, then their base is kind of overrun and they can't do anything. Or they let the stake and then try to stop the push. What ends up happening is they actually just get caught out because there's several of them that are trying to figure out whether or not that we're actually going to be doing Baron. And then the rest of them get caught out by Jhin, and Jin's so fed that he just runs over. He just kind of walks up and kills them after they get CC'd by him or something. I wasn't really watching. But yeah, 2 of them die back to back, and that was pretty much it. You know, you can survive. You can survive with just 4 people, especially if you didn't lose like your tank, your front line. Then you can survive fairly easily. But once you lose 2 people, once you're down to 3. If you don't have a lot of AoE or wave clear and like just a lot of long range damage, you're just done for. And that's what happens a lot of times in games where, you know, one person gets caught and it's like, okay, as long as another person doesn't get caught out, and then you just hear an ally has been slain, you're like, ugh, and that's the game. But yeah, this is nice. This was different, very relaxing on me not to have to about commentating over a game that is going very poorly for me. But yeah. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you did. And yeah, see y'all in the next one. Thanks.